All right, let's make a lobster roll today. And this lobster is already steamed and cooled, and I'm gonna shell it now. All right, these are just nutcrackers, those are handy. And I like to start with the claws. All right, I pulled the claws out. A little meat that came out here. I'm going to take the nutcracker and just split that open. Alright, next section is this little like jointy. I'm just going to pull that off. And the next joint, I'm just going to put that right here and snap it off. Right, give me a second, I'm gonna get two more things. All right, we're adding kitchen shears and a fork to the mix. All right, so this joint, it's really easy to give this a little snip. So the meat's already sliding out there. Take that little piece into the bowl. All right, okay, we have one more joint here to take off, knuckle. It's already cracking. So, take that out, take that little piece of meat out there. Alright, so we have the claw, I'm just going to drain this. Alright, so we have the first claw, we're going to take this, break it back. This is a pin bone right here. We don't want that. And give this a little tiny crack. Split it a little, perfect. Take that out. Here's where I'm going to use the fork. Hopefully. Okay, that one is stuck in there, so there's a little bit of meat. Alright, there it is. Now this is a small lobster. We call them chicken lobsters. And these are about a pound, pound and a quarter. Cracking the shell. Opening up the claw. There's another pin bone right here. Tiny one. There you go, we have the claw meat. There's a little bit more. Let's see. Ew. There it is. And there you go. That's claw number one. We're gonna do the same thing with this one. So I'm gonna get this one done off camera, because you just saw me go through the first one. Actually, let me just point out one more thing if I can. I don't know that I can. You see on this claw, it's like really fine and spiky, and the other side of the claw was the same thing. This, the lobster uses to tear food up. And then on this claw, you will see that it's more rounded over here, and this is where it smashes and grinds food up for it to eat. It will then use these little claws here to actually feed itself the food. They're fascinating animals. All right, so I'm gonna do this off camera, and I'll see you in a second. All right, we're back, and now we're gonna go after the tail. I'm just gonna flip it upside down. And this is the tamale. Some people love to eat that. I'm not a fan of it. All right. So we have the tail. What I like to do is take these flippers and break that off right here. Then we're just gonna, on a flat surface like a plate, we're gonna take a fork and go under the shell, and with any luck, it comes out in one piece. But we're not done. We're gonna take this top piece off, and just like a shrimp, we have a vein to remove. This is actually the digestive tract. All right, that's the main meat. Now we have the head or the body. If this was a little bit bigger, you can basically chew these little legs, just taking your teeth like that until the meat comes out. It's easier to do with your mouth, but there's not a whole lot of meat in these little guys. My favorite lobster is somewhere between 2 and 3 pounds. The biggest one I've ever cooked was 7 pounds plus. It had claws the size of this dinner plate. All right, so I took those little legs off, and now I'm gonna put my thumb in here. There's more tamale in there. And I'm gonna put my other thumb here, and I'm gonna lift this section out. So, if I remember correctly, the tamale in here, that's its liver, I believe. All right, so I have this section. I'm gonna break where its face was, if you want to call that a face. So now I have this little piece. These things on the side, they're called dead man's fingers. It's their lungs, basically. You can pull those off. You don't want to eat those at all. But what I'm gonna do with this is where the legs were. I'm gonna try to split down there. And there's like little chambers of very sweet meat. So I want to be sure not to take any of the shell. Then on this side, we have here. Alright, we're going to split the other side. Kind of like lump crab meat, you Mid-Atlantic people. And again, this is a very little lobster. All right, this is what we got. All right, I'm gonna chop this up, and then we're going to make a lobster roll. All right, there are 2 main ways to make a lobster roll. One is warmed with butter, and the other one is cold with mayonnaise. I'm making the cold one today, so let me get a mayonnaise. You only want enough mayonnaise, basically, to bind it. I'm gonna start with maybe a teaspoon. Alright, that's perfect. That's more than enough. This is a New England style Frankfurt or hot dog roll. It has a split down the middle and exposed sides. We're gonna butter these sides. And then we're gonna grill in a pan so they get nice and toasty. All right, we're gonna heat up a skillet and throw that in. All right, let's flip this over. That's what I'm looking for. Let's do the other side. Let's check. That's perfect. Okay, it's on to final assembly. Gently open it. Okay, it might be a little skimpy. Well, there you have it. There's your classic cold lobster roll. Oh, I can't wait to dig in. I like to have some potato chips with that. That right here, folks, is a perfect New England lunch. All right, should we dig in? Yum. That was absolutely delicious. So good. Have a chip. Well, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, my Cape Cod life.